moment now. Diamonds in my teeth, I got a lot of shine. Running up the number, that's a lot of crime. Try to take it from me, must be out your mind. Big time, lot of slime. Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Pockets running over with the dollar sign. Try to take it from me, yeah. Big time, big time, big time.
Hi, and welcome to Trust and Obey with Chuck Frank. This is a Thursday G-Drop entitled Lame Duck Cheney Hawks. What the heck does that mean? Well, it means that over a week ago, we had an election and the American people gave a mandate, and that was both houses of Congress and the presidency. And so, what does our current lame duck government do? Well, 3 days ago, they fired 6 ATACMS missiles provided by the Biden-Harris lame duck junta to Ukraine. And these missiles were fired by U.S. soldiers from Ukraine into Russia. And Putin's terms on this issue are that if any coalition working with Ukraine that has nuclear capability provides missiles of any kind and fires them into Russia, that Russia can answer in kind with nuclear weapons. And all of the politicians involved in this decision-making all know about this. So, let's take a look, a quick review. The people of the United States voted en masse. We don't want this war in Ukraine. We don't want a third world war. The people of Europe don't want this war because NATO cannot defend itself. The people of Russia don't want it. And the people of Ukraine don't want it. So who wants it? I'll tell you who wants it. The demon-possessed rhinos and the neocon Dems in the Senate. The Senate is the enemy of the people now. So what's the Senate thinking? Hey, there's a lot of benefits to World War III. The more dead people, the more profit. The more dead people, the more profit, the more trouble for Donald Trump. And where's Donald Trump in all this? He's down in Mar-a-Lago. He's trying to set up his cabinet. But guess what? We're over 1 week after the election, and Iowa is still counting votes. Alaska is still counting votes. Arizona is still counting votes. Georgia is still counting votes. Pennsylvania is still counting votes. North Carolina is still counting votes. Okay? These are not votes being counted. These are votes being stolen. How do we know that? How could you say that? Very easily, because there's a incredible natural phenomena that happens when we count for a week after an election. The blue side increases. How could that be? Well, we know how it can be. It's the same way that a lame duck Senate sends us into a potential third world war by sending our troops and our missiles over there and having our troops fire the missiles at Putin. So the only thing that is staving this off at all is Putin saying, I'll sit down for a peace meeting, but it has to be run by Donald Trump. What does that tell you? It tells you that he knows he can work with Trump. He cannot work with the lame duck Cheney Hawks. He knows what they're trying to do. So I want to read to you something from Matthew chapter 8, Verse 28, 2 demon-possessed men healed. When he had come to the other side, to the country of the Gergesenes, there met him 2 demon-possessed men, coming out of the tombs, exceedingly fierce, so that no one could pass that way. And suddenly they cried out, saying, "What have we to do with you, Jesus, you Son of God? Have you come here to torment us before the time?" Now, a good way off from them, there was a herd of many swine feeding. So the demons begged him, saying, "If you cast us out, permit us to go away into the herd of swine." And he said to them, "Go." So when they had come out, they went into the herd of swine, and suddenly the whole herd of swine ran violently down the steep place into the sea and perished in the water. Then those who kept them fled, and they went away into the city and told everything, including what had happened to the demon-possessed men. And behold, the whole city came out to meet Jesus. And when they saw him, they begged him to depart from their region. So, a lot going on there. In a brief paragraph, we've got, gosh, these poor guys are demon possessed. That's a horrible, horrible existence. They're under constant torment. Everybody in the town knows about it, so they just avoid going by this road. Jesus is not looking for demon-possessed men to cast out. He just happens to be walking along with his disciples, and these 2 guys rush out because that's what they do. They terrify everybody. They get approximately there and they realize it's Jesus, and they immediately identify him. And they say, "Oh, why are you here? It's not the time. Are you just come to torment us before the time?" He doesn't say anything. He doesn't discuss with them. They start looking for their own options. And they go, "Well, if you're going to cast us out," he never said that. "If you're going to cast us out, can you put us in the herd of swine?" All he said was, "Go." They went into the swine. The swine ran down off a cliff into the water and drowned. Now, the swineherds ran into town, told everybody everything. What do the townspeople have to say? Is it 2 of their neighbors who were demon possessed, having this horrible existence, destroyed their families, whatever? Let's go see them. Let's go see how they're doing, right? No. They came out because there was a financial concern. An entire herd of swine are dead. That's their concern. They asked Jesus, "Please leave our area. We don't want any more agricultural harm to come. We really don't care if people get possessed by demons. We'll just put them off on the outskirts." So, what's that have to do with the lame duck Cheney Hawk Senate? Very easy. Who wins in this situation by trying to start a nuclear war with Russia? Well, the Obama Trust does, and the McConnell Trust does, and the Zelensky Real Estate Investment Trust does. He's got places now in Miami, in Paris, dock house on the ocean. This guy's set. Why do it? Why do it? Why would you do something where you know potentially hundreds of thousands of people will die? Money for blood. That's what they do in the Senate. That's what this whole Ukraine thing has been about from day one. It is about money for blood. And it has the added bonus of creating huge problems for Trump because he's going to inherit whatever mess they make. And they have tried to make as many messes as possible. We've got, what, somewhere between 10 and 20 million illegal immigrants in the country. We don't know who's a terrorist, who isn't, who's an insane child rapist, and who isn't. That's one issue. The other issue is our electrical grid is completely vulnerable. The other issue is all of our energy independence has been taken away. Everything to set us up for failure. And to make it even more fun, they've been printing money like maniacs at the Fed, and that has caused the value of the dollar to greatly decrease. So now we're in this inflationary trend. People are somewhat desperate about that if you buy groceries or gas and try to figure things out from there. It doesn't leave a lot of flexibility for most Americans. So Trump has all these problems and a war with Russia. And if we're in a war with Russia, do you think China is going to remain idle? It would be their moment of opportunity. So, what the lame duck Cheney Hawks are hoping is that they can ramp this war up fast enough. And just as an indicator, China, being helpful, cut the communication cables to Northern Europe 2 days ago just to help out. What's the result of all this? Lots of dead young people, lots of donor juice, and maybe the opportunity to tell Trump, hey, can't change horses midstream in the middle of this. This is a national emergency. We need the dynamic duo of ice cream cone Biden and cackling Kamala to take onto the world stage and make life-changing decisions for half of the globe. That's a big winner. So, how could people do this? Let's look at the Bible. How could those people come out and say, you know what? That's so awesome that you saved these two men's lives and got rid of these two demons that have been terrorizing everybody. No, not the perspective. It's all about the money, right? Oh, no, we cannot have you here having demons go into herds of swine and then they're just gone and drowned. Who's going to pay for that? We can't have that. We don't want the true good that you did. We want the commercial good. This is straight up Senate behavior. This is straight up Congress behavior. Do you like all these elephant tears that you hear about? Oh, there's 140,000 children missing. They could have closed that border in one day on the first day. This is all by design. It's all by design to collapse this country. So I don't know what we do. We had a fantastic mandate a week ago, and the Dems have been able to basically steal the mandate and steal the narrative. And so now the narrative is, oh, he didn't get the popular vote, right? Anytime you get to count votes for over a week after the election, you can start to manipulate the outcomes. So this is giving the Dems some juice. And this is giving the Obama trust and the McConnell trust and the Zelensky trust a new hope that they can get Putin to lose his temper, to feel like he's losing face, and to testosterone up and start pushing some buttons. So how do we fix this? Okay. We need Elon to invent a new social security based fail-safe election system that starts with a fixed number of voters. And that's nothing. That's nothing for a quantum computer to put together and a smart guy like Elon. And then we know when election day starts, there's a fixed number of voters. There's no more of this craziness that's gone on because obviously Democrats cannot be trusted with good faith election laws. So now we start with a fixed number of voters. I don't know the method by which people report in, but nobody has problems with the IRS tracking down people for money. We can certainly track them down for their vote. And we will know the result the same day. And we will not have media involvement in that result. We will not have media screaming up and down from the East Coast before West Coast people get off work. Oh, it's over. It's over. The Democrats have won. You know, all of that has to stop because if we can't control the election, we can't control anything. And right now, we're not controlling it. They're adding and adding and adding. And what does that do? It deteriorates the ability to get votes passed in the House of Representatives and in the Senate. And the Senate is just sold out. It is enemy number one for Donald Trump if he can get there on January 20th. So, you know what? We have to let our voices be heard. And we cannot operate like the townspeople that Jesus was dealing with. They are only interested in their financial well-being. But what good is it if you gain the whole world and lose your own soul? The soul of America is at stake right now. And we cannot go right back to the posture that got us in this mess by sitting back and going, oh, they sent missiles. Oh, Biden approved it. Oh, our troops are firing the missiles at Russia. Gee, how did we get into World War III? Are you kidding me? Are you willing to passively just sit back and allow your children to be put in that meat grinder so a few fat cats in DC can make money? I hope not. I hope not. I am praying that all of the energy and patriotism that went into getting us to Election Day is going to take us through the next 60 days. And right now, that's not looking like a positive. It's time for everybody to hit their knees and start praying to God because our government is infected and those demons need to come out. And if they don't, it's going to be bad times again. Take care.
Diamonds in my teeth, I got a lot of shine. Running up the numbers, that's a lot of grind. Try and take it from me, must be out your mind. Oh, I'm big time, lot of shine. Smoky in the air, that's a lot of